So my name is Richard Carlton. I'm the CEO and principal engineer, I guess, at RC Consulting. We have a team of about 30 people. And this presentation, I could cover a lot of different topics. In fact, if you keep track of our weekly videos, we send out new videos every week that are totally free. There's also our courses that we have that we train people on, various topics of the FileMaker platform. Today is kind of a special conversation. It's about photo management. So getting things rolling here, I'm going to go through my perfunctory slideshow here. Real quick, we are broadcasting, as you can see, today from our broadcast studio here in Santa Clara, California. We are about 5 minutes away from FileMaker headquarters, which actually facilitates the conversation between us and them and helping promote the platform and understanding what they want to do. Nick is based all over the world, and at the current time, he's on assignment in Greece. So we say hi, Nick.
Hi.
Hi, there he is. Now, real quick, let's get into this conversation about document management. Primarily, FileMaker has these container fields which allow you to put Word documents, PowerPoints, contracts, PDFs, all sorts of things can go into a container field in FileMaker. And back a number of years ago, FileMaker improved this technology by adding the ability to have the container stored outside the FileMaker file. We have videos that cover that, part of our training course. In fact, if you download Starting Point has basic document management in it because Starting Point is a CRM, and primarily with the CRM, we want to have a project or an invoice. We want to keep copies of those types of things. So if you go into the project screen, which we are right here, and in the upper right-hand corner, you have the ability to drag and drop documents in here. And this technology is very scalable. You can handle hundreds of people dragging hundreds of documents or thousands of documents. It handles it very well. It scales very well. Now, in FM Starting Point, we just said, well, this is basic business. It's kind of we're shooting for the masses, kind of what is the most common use case. Well, someone would have a project and they'd have 2 or 3 scans or maybe 8 or 9 or 10 scans. So this handles all that. But what if you want a lot of document management, or more specifically, photo management in FileMaker? And of course, that's where it gets interesting because Nick Hunter worked many years at Apple. In fact, we're going to get into him real quick, but he came to us and said, hey, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've never had the time. I want to build a photo management application, and that's what FM Gallery is. It is a module that you can plug into your own solution. It's designed explicitly to work with Starting Point, but you could have it plug into anything, and it gives you a whole level deeper richness in managing photos. So I want to tell you briefly about Nick. This is Nick. He is an Apple, well, many years in Europe doing development work. Then he came to work at FileMaker and Apple, and working with all sorts of different projects that FileMaker incorporated, all those starter solutions that are currently on install. When you install FileMaker 16 or 15 or 14, those starter solutions are all part of what Nick Hunter designed. So you can already tell his design expertise he has a really high level of sophistication. He also is the main inspiration behind FM Starting Point. So if you like the designs of FM Starting Point, if we go back here a couple screens, and you look at this design work, this is all his design work. So he's pretty sharp when it comes to this. So, he came to us and said, hey, we want to do this FM Gallery stuff. And that's kind of was the whole idea. So it's a product that's a FileMaker-based product, but it has a high degree of sophistication and polish. What I want to do is introduce him and kick the conversation over to Nick. And then as we get going, we'll, go ahead and let's make Nick the presenter. And so Nick, welcome, hello. Any questions from people?
Hello, everybody. Sorry?
I was just going to say, if people have questions, make sure they ask questions. We don't have any questions yet. So tell us, in your words, this is FM Gallery. What is this? What does it do for us?
Okay. The first thing I want to say about the FM Gallery is that this is 100% a FileMaker file. There's no tricks with Java. There's no tricks with PHP servers and stuff like that. This is 100% made out of FileMaker. Okay, so this is very important. So the idea was to bring the comfort and the ease of use of any photo management. We know iPhoto, we know Aperture, we know Lightroom, we know stuff like that. We know such application, and I wanted to bring this level of sophistication in this kind of comfort of use, selecting multiple thumbnails with thumbnails view, so you can have a large picture of all your photos, right? So I wanted to bring that into the FileMaker realm, because out of the box, FileMaker doesn't provide any thumbnails view and any multi-selection of thumbnails, right? So today we have this kind of view. With FileMaker out of the box, you have this kind of view of this view with photos. That's what you can get, okay? But with FM Gallery, what I wanted to bring is this kind of view, right? So you have a thumbnails view into the gallery, but I wanted this thumbnail to be interactive. I didn't want to be only a display. I wanted something that you can interact. So what you can do with this is, of course, you can select a picture, right? But you can select multiple picture by holding the shift key in the keyboard. This is the standard behavior of the industry, right? You select multiple files in the Finder, you select multiple things. So holding the shift key and selecting a picture, like select this one and this one, this is the standard behavior. So I wanted to bring that into FileMaker, right? So of course you have the level of sophistication of, if you hold the Alt key or the Command key on the Mac, you can deselect or select other, so you can tweak your selection. So of course, when you have a selection like that, what you can do, you can double click on the picture. Yes, I said double click on the picture. This is double click is not out of the box on FileMaker, so we brought that too into this product. So when you double click on a product here, you can see I have 8 selected pictures here, and I have my 8 pictures here, right? So this is what we wanted to do, is when you can select multiple pictures here. You select, if I'm selecting 3 pictures, I double click, I have 3 pictures. So you can select and open multiple block of pictures like that. So when you have thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures, this is very comfortable, right? So other thing you can do, for example, if you select those pictures, I have 4 pictures here, you can press the button Save As, and you can extract the picture out of FM Gallery. So of course you can click the button, but what you can do also, you can strike Command S on your keyboard, or Control S, sorry, and you have the thing. That means it behaves exactly like any software of the industry will behave, right? So when you are here, you can save a version of your picture. That means you don't remove the picture from the gallery. You save a copy. You save a version, and they say, okay, here you can do multiple things. First, you can change the file format output. This is very important, because you can have a picture inside your file, and if you want to save as JPEG, PNG, TIFF, whatever you want, you can do it right away out of FileMaker. So you don't need an extra step to save your pictures, open in your photo management, and save the picture again. So here you can do that right away out of FileMaker. And I want to precise that this is real. That means we really change the format. We really export in another format. It's not just a renaming of the pictures. Of course, here what you can do, you can also low down the quality of the file. I mean, if you want the file to be small, you say, okay, I want a 10 megapixel, or you want only 2 megapixel, you can slow down, you can low down the quality, of the file, make it smaller. And for who is accustomed of Aperture, for all the Aperture user, you will recognize what I wanted to do here. I wanted to reproduce what Aperture was offering to people, the possibility to rename pictures in batch. That means, you select 1,000 pictures, you want to rename them with a custom name, or with a version name, or with the date, with an index and stuff like that. So let's take, for example, a custom name with a counter. So here I have a custom name box here, and I said, okay, webinar. Okay, so I select custom name with counter, and you can see here, this is an example of what you will get as the output, right? So you press continue. Here I'm asking you where you want to save the picture. You say you can create a new folder, and you say, okay, webinar, and you select this folder and the picture I exported here. So if you open webinar, you have your picture here, they're here, and you can see webinar 0001, 2, 3, and 4. This is what I asked FileMaker to do for me. So this is the output, right? Of course, what you can do, you can print. So we did a pretty nice printing here. So let's select all, for example. I select all. I want to print all my pictures. And you can select the printout options here. You want 2 pictures, you want 4 pictures, or you want thumbnails. Let's select the thumbnails. So when you do here, you open in preview here, and you can see instantly you get a thumbnail, a PDF with thumbnails, right? Here. So, and this is just because you selected the pictures. So you selected the picture in the gallery. So this is totally new, never seen that in FileMaker before. This comfort and this ease of use to manipulate pictures, right?
So I have a question. Can I have a question? All right. So 2 questions. One, and some of the people here who are on this webinar have already bought it. If you have questions about the product you've already bought, feel free to ask those questions. Some of these people here have never seen this before. 2 things. One, this file is unlocked, correct? So I mean, you're showing us all this stuff, but you could take this and customize it, correct? I mean, when they buy the product, they buy completely unlocked, right?
Yeah, completely unlocked. It's when you buy the product, you can first you can learn how we did things, right? You can of course tweak it, you can change it, you can change the look, you can change many things. You can make it the way you want to behave, and of course you can implement this into your file, right? You can link the solution into your file. This is the thing you can do, but you have access to the script, you have access to everything inside you own the file. This is your file.
Okay, and the other question is that, I mean, you're showing some features, and this question was actually asked of us this last week. And so one of the people said, hey, does this reproduce everything in photo and everything in aperture? And the reality is it's not really a replacement for those products. I mean, it's great at organizing and it does some things, but it doesn't do, I mean, you can't cut out images and, do all this other really high-end photo manipulation, correct?
Personally, it depends the level of manipulation you want. This is a photo management, but it's a photo management. Imagine you have thousands of pictures, and you want the power of FileMaker to be able to add information to your pictures, to link things, to use all the logic and all the relationship method and all the power of FileMaker. But you want a real photo management, because the manipulation of files of pictures is very critical, especially in FileMaker when you have only the list view. Right? If you have only this as a view, and if you want to manipulate pictures, then you have to follow only font sets, and use the replace field and stuff like that. This is very, very difficult to when you have thousands of pictures. So this product is not a replacement of Photoshop. I'm not saying that. I'm not claiming that. But it brought a real photo management into FileMaker, where you can save in different format. You can reduce the size. You can rotate. You can import. You can manipulate the pictures in many ways. So this is bringing kind of let's say a baby aperture into FileMaker. Okay, but if you want all the sophistication of aperture, like the modification of the image, contrast and saturation and stuff like that, no, this is not a product. This is not a product doing this.
Yeah, so this is primarily a product for management of large volumes of photos, and you haven't seen it yet, but Nick is probably going to at some point demo here how this connects to FM Starting Point, and then you can have groups of images that are attached to the project.
Yeah, that was part of my demonstration in the webinar. If you want me to do it, I was going to demonstrate that. But if you want me to continue the demonstration, what I was saying.
Well, no, show us how it works with Starting Point. I mean that's as far as I'm concerned, this is nice, but connecting images and blocks of images to a specific project or a specific customer or a product, I mean,
Yeah.
that's, to my mind, that's the real value of FileMaker.
Exactly. So first thing I want to say is FM Gallery has been built in order to be connected to another file. Okay, I worked very hard to make the connection extremely easy. So first I want to demonstrate how what you can do and what the extent of what you can get. Okay, and then after that, if you want, I can show you under the hood how it works a little bit, to clear the road for many people, because it can be kind of difficult to understand. So we have.
Before you wander too far, can you assign keywords to images so you can search on that?
Yeah, of course. We have keywords here. So here you have a different keyword and say, okay, this is snow, for example. Looks like snow. So you tap snow, add. So now you have the keyword, and if you go here, you have your snow. You have all your keywords here, but you can type it. But you can. Here I have a menu especially for the keyword. You say, okay, I want snow. You have the snow, and you want the elephant. You have an elephant, and if you want art, you have the arts.
It was a question from Jan, and she asked that. So yeah, continue on with showing off starting point with that.
So just to make the thing clear, this is the version that we are going to issue next week or in 10 days. This is a beta. This is the next version. The keyword thingy, this will be in the next version. So how it works, the connection with another file. So let's say I have a starting point here. So in the new FM starting point 5, we added what we call the side nuggets, so you can find, if you go in the contact layout and you go on the side here, you have you have what we call the side nuggets here. That means if you connect both files together, you have to remove this block of objects and replace by the one that on the side. Okay, but I already did it, so we don't have to do it. So, and it's ready to be used. It's ready to use. So let's say I have a contact here, and this contact, I want to assign pictures to this contact. So there's first way you can do, you go to the contact here, and you say, okay, you know what? I want to import a folder, right? I want to import this folder, and attach the picture to this contact automatically when I'm doing this. So you select your folder, you say select. Here I'm asking you to, that's the photo roll, so you can say a space, okay, you can keep the name. And here you can see instantly you get your pictures imported and linked into to this contact. But when you did that, when doing that, you import the picture into the gallery. So now that I have this set of photo imported into this contact, I can show the gallery and show inside the gallery, display the picture in the gallery view, and I can see here that now all my photos, I have those photos as well now into my gallery. So they are linked to the contact. They are along many other pictures, but they are linked to this contact. So this is one way. Second way, I'll say, okay, for example, I have a project here. Okay, I have let's say I want to take another project there. Let's say I have a new project. New project. I have a new project, and I want to. I already have pictures in my gallery, and I want to assign picture from the gallery to this project. So you click the assign button, and then you have the gallery popping up, and you can see here the visual is different. You have the red header, right, showing you that, oh, this is a special mode. Yeah, this is a assignment mode. The commands here are different and stuff like that. So now I'm waiting you to do your selection. And for example, you say I want to select those pictures, and you can see here automatically I went from the new project. So assign to project, new project is automatically selected. You select your picture, you click validate, and you have your pictures selected and related to the project. So you can do as many times as you want. You can link the pictures to many projects, or the same picture you can link to a contact. You can link to an account. You can link to a project. You can do whatever you want. So this is one way to do it from FM starting point to the gallery. But let's say, from the gallery, let's say I'm here, I'm in the gallery, and I want to assign picture from here. I have a lot of assignment to do. I have a lot of things to do. I want to stay here and do everything here. So you click the assign photo here. As you can see, I'm asking you, you have to do a selection. So let's say I want to do a selection. I'm selecting those pictures here. And as you can see here, this is a popover. And I'm showing you everything that is related to the gallery. We link the accounts from FM starting point, the contacts, the projects, the products, and staff. So they are all linked. So I have all the contacts that are in starting point, all the account in starting point, all the project, all the product, and all the staff. Of course, we have here a search box if you want to search, and so you can what's the name? You can search. So let's say I want to link those pictures. I have 9 pictures selected. I want to link them to Richard Carlton Consulting. So I click here, I click account, I select Richard Carlton, and I click validate, and automatically this, if I'm going to the accounts, that is here, the first one, as you can see, you have the pictures that they are here, right? So from the gallery, you can do that. So if you want to assign a photo, you want to assign the same pictures, you want to assign them to a project, for example, let's say a contact to Obi-Wan Kenobi, for example. You want to link this, you click, and if you go to the contact Obi-Wan, you will see that you have the pictures linked, right? They're related. So from the gallery, you can assign the pictures very easily. You select the picture you want. You can even import features and then assign them later. So you have all the flexibility here. You stay in the gallery and you can assign to whatever you want. So this is the integration.
This is exceptionally cool. You continue to improve this product. This is nice. Now, for those of you who are wondering about this, Nick does this product, but you can buy the product if you want. You install it, use it however you want to do that. We actually had a customer who wanted Nick to come in and bolt it in for him, and so I don't know, what was it? We have kind of a package for that, and I'm not trying to really. Well, I guess we are trying to sell this, but really, I spend most of my time giving away free stuff, so it's weird for me to sell something in a conversation. But Nick is available to help you if you really need his help, and a small fee is charged for that, but he can help bolt your stuff in, bolt it into your solution. Yeah. So, yeah.
This product is great for end users who have already their solution and they want to add a photo management without a lot of effort to build one, right? But also it's good for other developers if they have customers with the need of picture management, and they can integrate this into their own solution, right? So among my customers, a user of FM Gallery, we have a lot of doctors, we have realtors, we have people like that. Everybody that has a use of a lot of pictures and feel a little bit the FileMaker way to manage picture a little bit poor, because it is. Out of the box, it's not rich. You can store pictures, but you cannot do that, obviously. And we keep updating the product and enhance the product. And the last thing I want to show you here is, so we saw the assignment, for example, that is very easy, but I want to retrieve the information, for example, from the gallery. I want the picture for them from the gallery. I want the picture assigned to the account Richard Carlton. So I'm going here, you click here, you see you have different section here, and you say, okay, I want to search accounts. And then you click here and say, okay, I want Richard Carlton Consulting, and boom, you have your pictures. You click here, you go say, I want contacts, I want the Obi-Wan Kenobi pictures, and boom, you have it. You want the product, for example, you say, okay, I want the product too, and whatever, all the products, see? So all the projects. So you can retrieve information from here. Of course, you can search them too. If I type OB here, I can find the OB thing. So you can type here the name. If you say Richard, you type. So if you just type the name of whatever you want to find, You can find it in the gallery. You can sort them. You have the filter here, the nice cool thing here you can do. It's very powerful, the integration you can get with both files in a very easy way.
Okay, we have a couple questions here. In fact, I'm going to answer one of the questions right now. So the question comes up is, where are the images stored? So the way this works is that basically you're going to use a solution most likely with FileMaker Server. You drag and drop the images in, and however you get them into FM Gallery. You can import a block of them, or you drag and drop them in. They are saved on the FileMaker server itself. Typically, we set this up for external storage. So by default, a container field in FileMaker will save a document in the FileMaker file itself, but that doesn't scale real well. So what you want to do is you want to get into a situation where you go into the container and you set it for external storage. Then you have a FileMaker file with the text data in it, and all the external images, etc. The documents are in a folder that FileMaker server maintains. So someone was worried that you might drag and drop it on this local laptop. I have a laptop right here. I have a computer right here. This is the old way FileMaker used to work years ago, is that, the person still had to be connected. If this person disconnected, the image would go away. Once you drag and drop the image into the solution and the solution is running on server, the server then hosts the image out to everyone who needs it at that time. So it's really well thought out. It's pretty modern from that perspective. You don't have to worry about it. So the image might be local on your machine initially. Once you drag and drop it into the server, then the server has its own copy. So you might have your own local copy, and then the server will have a copy. And so then, then you get in a situation where there's two copies. And so as part of your business process, you might want to save it on Dropbox or do something like that, or otherwise remove it off your desktop so you don't get confused. The idea is that you need to think about where the image lives, where the document lives. So for example, in my company, we do contracts, we do work with people. In the old days, we would have a printed copy that went in a filing cabinet, right, old school, and then we would scan it and we stuck it on a file server where they were all stored. Now we actually do it three ways, and it's interesting. We do it three ways. We still scan it and keep it in the file server. We actually still print it and put a copy in a filing cabinet. I'm not sure how long we'll still do that, but it's handy because then the last way we do is we take it, we drag it into the project file, and we have 3 copies of it. And there have been times where we couldn't find 2 of the copies, and only by having a 3rd copy were we able to find a contract, which was really kind of legally important. And so part of this conversation obviously is about Nick and the technology. Part of it is about the workflow that your business will have in terms of getting an image in. What are you going to do with the image? Is it going to live in this? If it does, it's on a FileMaker server. Make sure it has good backups, etc. This works just fine with FileMaker Cloud, right? So it's really, there's no real consideration with FileMaker Cloud in this. The only issue you're really going to have, and this gets into the next question we had, which was about the video one, and then someone was saying, well, how does this work with video? Okay, well, the issue with video really is not so much a FileMaker issue. It's the fact that video is extremely heavy, especially if you're doing any high definition video. If you're like doing some sort of little animated GIF or something and it's 200K or 300K, you could have a bunch of those. That wouldn't be a problem. But people have 400 or 500 megabyte videos real easily. And if you have a whole screen where Nick is showing this and you have each one of those videos is a gigabyte and you have 50 of those, suddenly you have 50 gigs, it's hard to push that back and forth across the internet. Now, FileMaker can handle it. And what you would get is you get a thumbnail of the video, right? And it would live in this demo that you see on screen. You see the lily pad and the water and the elephant there. That would be a thumbnail from that one video. You could click on it and then it would stream it down to you. The question is if you have giant videos, is that really supported on the cloud very well? Think about YouTube. YouTube is just now trying to switch to 4K video, which is one step above what we used to consider high definition. High definition was 720 or 1080. A lot of people's internet connections barely can handle 1080. So then YouTube tries to do 4K video, which a movie would be, 30, 40 gigs in size or more. It becomes unwieldy. And so the question is, well, if you're really going to do video, then you might want to have the FileMaker server in your office on the local network as opposed to having it up in the cloud. But the cloud is a way to go for a team collaboration. It's really good for that. And so, this project is really, it's about photo management. It's FM Gallery. it's not really FM video gallery. It'll do it, but it's not so much the FileMaker issue. It's just the physical bulk of the computer and the internet. It's like trying to put a fire out by sucking water through a straw. That's kind of the issue with video. Video is really hard to manage over a small straw. The internet, a lot of times, is a straw, and your video is this big. Photos are tiny. That's why they go through the straw real nice, right? They really are small for the most part. So, Margaret, do we have another question here?
Yeah. So I want to give some more information about the external storage in the container. This is a FileMaker file. So what you're seeing here is just containers. There's nothing special here. So everything works. And I'm giving you the information. For example, this here, you can see this feature is 4 megabytes and is embedded. This feature is inside the FileMaker file, right? Because we give you a lot of metadata here, and you have all the additional metadata here. So we give you all the information you need, the size and where it is. So now you say, okay, that's great, but I want to use the external storage, for example. So you go to the photo table, you look for container photo. This is where where the photo is stored. So you double click on this. You go to storage, you click storage container data externally, and you select the open storage. It's set up for you. You said okay. You press OK here, and you say okay, container photo. So here we ask you to transfer the picture from inside to outside. So you click transfer. Okay, depending on the size of your library, it can take some time. And if you go here, now you have a new folder with files, FM gallery, photo, and those are all the pictures stored inside. So now when you double click on this, it says it's external open. So it's not embedded anymore, it's inside the file.
Can I emphasize something right here? Go back to that directory real quick, Nick, that window there. If this is on FileMaker server, you're not going to see any of this, okay? And really, in an ideal world, you're working on a solution, you don't see this. But this is what makes it scale. It's what makes it work quickly, is because the FM gallery photos are kept separately. The data is down there at the bottom in that FM gallery or FM starting point copy. That's where the data is, all the text is in there. And then the images are kept separate. That provides the maximum performance. So ideally, you're not going to see this unless you're running it locally on your own computer, or you're playing around on a server. And if you're using FileMaker Cloud up in the cloud, you're never going to see that part at all. It's abstracted. But now we do have just a reminder: a couple folks have raised their hands, have questions. We have a hard way of trying to turn on your audio, so just type in your question and we'll repeat it to Nick. Nick, we do have one question. Who is this from? Who is this question? This is from Carrie. Carrie, good question. Carrie Hook, he thinks this is an awesome app. He likes it. He has a DSLR, right, SLR camera, and he's got it probably on a tripod. He's got it hooked up, and he gets the pictures directly out of the camera. He doesn't run around, I don't think, with the camera so much. It's like mounted. And so there are plugins that allow you to go get images out of cameras, etc. I haven't hooked anything like this up using, like USB 3 or something to a digital camera, but it should be doable to where you could bring it straight in, right?
So you have you mean a FileMaker plugin that gives the possibility of?
I mean, basically, he's getting the image. He takes the picture in the camera and it goes straight in the computer. So instead of it going into Aperture, it'd be great if it went straight into FileMaker, right?
There's no absolute. Yeah, we can work on this, because actually we're using FileMaker technology. So when I import a folder, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm using FileMaker straightforward. When you import our import folder, and then you click here and you select. That's what I'm doing actually. I'm doing nothing more, and I import the pictures and movie file like that. So I'm using this technology here. This is out of the box of FileMaker for decades now. So I don't think there's any problem to do that. And actually, I will be very happy to assist this person. I don't remember her name. Carrie, yeah.
This goes for everyone. If you have questions about this technology, feel free to email us at support@RC Consulting if we want to continue the conversation. The other part was we had a question about the file size getting smaller. They wanted to see us demo that. It's going to be a little hard to demo that because I mean, we've already shot this in our videos in our training course and our Pro 16 video course. You go in there and learn. There's a section on digital documents, and we go through the process of having it internal versus external. But basically, the only thing that the file keeps in it is potentially a very small thumbnail in the actual FileMaker file. If you have like a 8 megabyte, 10, 20 megabyte image, it literally is stored externally, and the file size goes right down to 0. Nick, as a side note on this, you also support iPad, iOS on this, right? Do you have?
Yes.
What's the status with the FM camera? You have kind of like this companion program that goes with it. It's called FM Camera, right?
FM Camera is it's a perfect companion of FM Gallery. I didn't have a demo here because I wasn't ready for that, but and this version, this beta of that I'm showing right now needs some adjustment with the FM Camera. But FM Camera is it's a replication of the photo app inside the iPhone. It's kind of a replication. You have the gallery. You can select multiple pictures, exactly like Apple in the iPhone is doing. You click the select button, you tap your pictures, and then you do things afterwards, right? So I replicated exactly the same visual, the same behavior. The big advantage of this is that you can take pictures with your iPhone directly from FileMaker Go. So from the FileMaker Go file, you take the picture is stored inside FileMaker. So that means the picture is not stored into your personal pictures. You have a different library for those pictures, okay? And they are all the pictures you take with FM Camera are stored into FileMaker, right? They are stored locally. They are local, okay? Because when you take the picture, I'm storing inside your memory. But you have the possibility to push all your pictures to a FM Gallery server. So you can, if you have this file in a server and you have FM Camera on your phone, you can automatically connect both files together and push your photo to the FileMaker server. And then you can delete them from your phone if you want, because they are transferred to the server. So this is what FM Camera is doing, and you get FM Camera for free for each purchase of FM Gallery. Those two products are coming together, and they are working for iPhone and iPad, and we did all the layout for small iPhone, big iPad, small iPad. We did all of this.
Yeah. So, but to just reframe this, and I kind of caught you off guard with this, but the FM Gallery is a primary product. The FM Camera is this additional auxiliary product. So Nick has been busy updating with some new features. The FM, we had new features at the launch of 16 like a month ago, and then suddenly out of the blue, it's just kind of how Nick rolls. He comes up with amazing new features, and we have to all have it. And so that's kind of what we're seeing here. Some of the improvements here. So this version will be out next week. What are we calling this version, Nick? Just so I have a.
This will be FM Gallery 16 V2. We issued 2 weeks ago the 15 with V1 with what's the name, FM starting points. But I wanted to go further with the integration, and I wanted to have this integration on both sides. From the gallery to FM starting point, and from FM starting point to the gallery. So I wanted to both ways, right?
Very cool. So additional questions we had about 4 or 5. It looks like we've largely answered them. So for those of you who are interested in this, a couple people are asking more about learning about digital document management. That is a section of videos. We have about 6 videos on this topic in our Pro 16 video course. Probably half of you have our training course already. For those of you who have it, it's section 550. There's a section there on digital document management. For those of you who don't have the course, it's a $69 course. And if you want all the video courses, we have a bundle that puts it all together for you if you're interested in that. I think, I'm assuming the question is from Jan. She wants to know if there is mapping in the FM Gallery. So the short version is that if you take a picture with an iPhone and certain devices, you're going to get lat and long coordinates. That's embedded in the metadata. when we import, Nick, when you import, do you keep the metadata
Yes.
in your product?
Yes, yeah. So I can answer this question. Yeah. Let me. I think if I import the cat pictures, you will have it. I am actively working on this. I want to implement a true mapping into FM Gallery. That means exactly like Apple is doing, having a world map, and then you have pins everywhere where you have pictures, right? So I had some difficulties so far to get it done in a very elegant way. I'm still working on it. It's possible. I have a baby location here that is coming, but it's not. But I'm going to work having a fourth, a new section here, clicking map, and you see all the pictures, a world map, and you have all the pins with all the picture you took, exactly like Apple is doing. And I even work with, because now with FileMaker 16, we have access to those REST API and stuff like that. I'm even working on the face recognition technology, and I want to bring it into the gallery. That will be sometime next year. Okay, so one thing at a time.
All right, sounds good. Do we have any additional questions? They asked about mapping. Jan asked a couple questions. It's good. So once again, this is a commercial product. It's the hooks into FM Starting Point. Of course, Starting Point's free. It does get updated periodically. We do have a European version of FM Starting Point that is now kind of in beta. If you re-download the email, you go to our website and download the email, you'll get the confirmation email, and then the email you'll have a US version you can download, a UK version, which is pound sterling and a couple adjustments there. We also have a EU one, the European Union one. And so that's kind of basically, once again, it's English, but it's been the dates and times and the addresses and the currency have been tweaked to be more compatible with the EU. Nick helped with that. So that's kind of what's going on with Starting Point. So there's new stuff with Starting Point going on. Someone wants to know what's involved with upgrading from FM Gallery from one version to the next.
Yeah, okay. First of all, you have to import the pictures of all your data from one file to another. But the problem, this is a FileMaker problem. It's not due to FM Gallery. Is if for example you did modification in your previous file and you want to upgrade, you need to replicate your modification into your new file. That's why I wanted to make the file the most accessible as possible, especially in the integration with another file, in order to make this process easier.
Okay, so the short version is that if you took an earlier version of FM Gallery and you just used it, you put data into it, then the upgrade is actually pretty straightforward. Nick could make a short video on that to help out. But if you went into FM Gallery because it's unlocked, when you're buying it, you're buying an unlocked product that you can customize. If you've taken FM Gallery and actually not just used it, but you've started changing layouts and changing scripts and field definitions, things like that, not in Starting Point, but Gallery, FM Gallery, we're talking about that, then there's no way to easily move your changes forward, right? That's the issue. It's a fundamental FileMaker issue. FileMaker is aware of that issue. They would like to address that in a future release to make the code more transportable. But if you're just using it just for images, FM Gallery for images, you can move the images forward with an import process.
Yeah, I want to show quickly how we implemented that, because here, for example, when we are in the FM Starting Point here, and you can see I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 buttons with different actions that treats about pictures, and especially this one, when you click here, I'm going to the gallery, I'm showing you the pictures that are in the list here, I'm showing you the picture in the gallery. So how we do that, there's absolutely no script into the FM Starting Point. All the scripts are located in the gallery. So how it works, I just want to show that. For example, here you have the gallery, show gallery button here. As you can see, we trigger a script. The script here is inside FM Gallery. The script is not in the current FM Starting Point. The scripts we are using, those scripts here, those scripts are what's the name? FM Gallery scripts, right? Those are FM Gallery scripts. So what I'm doing, I'm using the script parameter technique to push information into the gallery, and then the gallery is processing the thing. For example, here I want the list. I want the list of the IDs of those pictures. I want the list of this. So just what I'm doing here, I click here and I say, okay, the parameter are, give me the list of the T05X contact photo, and I want the ID photo. That's what I want, right? So when I'm doing that, after that, into the gallery, sorry, if I'm going to the gallery is doing all the work. And so if you go there, you say, okay, show gallery is here. And then here, I'm getting the script parameter, I'm getting the list of photo IDs, and then I'm doing the go to related record and stuff, etc., etc. I'm doing the work here. So here in your own solution, you don't have to do anything. Everything is inside the gallery. Nothing here. Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so just to kind of summarize that for those of you, I can see some of you getting confused by that. So FM Gallery ships unlocked. And if you've got some medium to senior level experience with FileMaker, then you can take FM Gallery and work on integrating it, right? Some of you I know recognize some of the names here are fairly basic FileMaker users. And when I say the list function with a script parameter, your head just probably about exploded off your shoulders. And so that's not your fault. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just you're more beginner basic type people. You can still use FM Gallery. If you have an important project and you need some professional assistance, then you can get a developer to help you, a local developer, or you can hire Nick to help you. But FM Gallery, it kind of goes both ways. Like Aperture is a product, you don't get to take it apart and really customize it. That's the benefit of something like this, is that if you don't like the way it looks or the way it works, you can customize it. If you don't have the skills to do that, you can hire someone to help you with that. So it kind of goes both ways, which is nice, because some people here in this meeting or in the webinar, they have like much deeper technical skills, and they understand matching value pairs and script parameters and all this sort of stuff. Basically, it's all the tech stuff that we teach in our training course. But if you're fairly new to the FileMaker platform and you kind of want to skip to the end and not have to learn all of it, you can either get coaching. We have some one-on-one coaching, which is useful. We also have Nick, who can actually do what he did for this company the other day, and he just bolts it in and finishes customizing it for them to their specifications. So once again, those are options. You're not locked into any one specific thing.
Yeah. So that I did that many times for many people. They ask me, okay, we don't know FileMaker very well. We have a file. We just please help us to connect both files together. You know, it's 6 or 7 hours of work. It's not a big deal. And so the integration of any files with the gallery is very easy. The big advantage of FM Gallery, the way we wanted to make it, is you don't need to understand what's going on, you know, into the gallery. To understand what's going on in the gallery, you need a serious knowledge of FileMaker. But to use it and integrate it and put it with your file, you don't need a great knowledge of FileMaker to do that, right?
One of the final questions that came up here was the whether you could actually click on a image and have it pop it into an external app. We're already doing that in FM Starting Point, which is the completely free CRM. So you have those limited numbers of items there. You can already press the button and have it launch it into the external preview app, etc. That's already in there. That's a basic part of what this technology has.
Yeah, you can do that. Actually, it's not out of the box here, but you export the fields. But
it's actually scripted in Starting Point, so it's a feature in Starting Point. So with the basic contract, yeah, because when you open a contract at a Starting Point, say it's a Word file, we want to open it in Word, we want to open Excel, we want to open it in PDF view or whatever. So. But yeah, I mean, it's Nick is trying to keep you in FileMaker to speed things along. But if you want to take it and spin it off into another app, that's pretty straightforward to do as well. We're kind of running out of time here, so it's 1 hour's up. We've answered the questions. Pretty much people are happy with the question. I'm watching them come in over here on the side of the screen. So for the RCC team, Nick, anything final parting questions?
No, I'm done. I'm good.
Nick, for those of you who don't know Nick. Nick is a ninja level designer, and he's you're a dual citizenship in the United States and France.
I have 3 citizenship: French, Greek, and US.
Yeah, right. And you speak all these languages. So if someone needs a French assistance, we always send them Nick. So if you have any following questions, send the questions to support@rcconsulting.com. We greatly appreciate Nick and everyone else. Also, the website for this is fmgallery.net. And there is a demo there, and the demo, of course, will be updated appropriately within the next week. There's already a good demo there, but the latest features would be in a new demo that we would post. So feel free to stay up to date with that and email us at support if you have any additional questions. For Nick, Margaret, our production engineer here at RC Consulting in Santa Clara, California, we wish you a great day. Thanks.